when I was in Europe, I went to
True.
the Monaco Grand Prix and went and watched the F1. And so like
What?
cocaine
What
is
year?
this is like a month ago.
You saw
Um
Verstappen win this year.
yeah. So and I went to so yeah, we this is like a whole thing. I so much fuck shit happened to me on this trip. Anyway, so like we went to Monaco and one of my friends there is like, hey, you should come out and party. And so he takes me to this like this fucking beach party after the Grand Prix. And I had no idea what I was expecting. And I rock up here and everyone in Monaco is just like obscenely rich. So
Mhm.
he's like, oh, I'll get us a table and it'll be fucking great. I rock up there and I'm hanging out with like his mates, and I introduced myself. I'm talking to this dude, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll give you a bunch of coke," and so we're stuck getting on the blow, and I'm like, so I'm just chewing this motherfucker's ear off, and I'm like, so what do you do for a living? Because he's like really interested in like streaming. He's talking my ear off about streaming. He's obviously fucking super high on
Yeah,
coke as
and
well.
you're gacked out, so
And
you're happy
yeah,
to
I'm
yeah.
loving life. And so I'm talking to this motherfucker and I'm just like paying out on him because he'd been with his girlfriend for like 12 years and hadn't proposed to her. And so my wife is just like paying out on this motherfucker. And I'm like, what do you do? And he's like, oh, I do like I trade like cryptocurrency. And I'm like, oh, okay, so what's your like what do you do? He's like, oh, I was one of the inventors of Ethereum. I'm like, no fucking way. And he's like, yeah, Google me. So like I Googled this motherfucker and I'm just sitting there just like I'm just being a fucking gacked out dickhead with this dude who is just like a multi-billionaire that invented Ethereum. Like I Googled this cunt and he is like this is one of the guys that invented Ethereum and he's like just fucked up with me. And I'm like, this is the weirdest fucking experience of my
That's
life.
amazing, isn't it?
We're like, hey,
Dude.
do you
Yeah.
want to stay friends?
Yeah. He's such a nice guy. We are talking about like game dev and shit, and he's like, "Oh yeah, no, hit me up and we'll like fucking have a chat about it and stuff because he loves video games." I
That's
know.
sweet.
Afterwards, I'm just like in this hotel room, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna do the rest of this coke, obviously, and I'm just blown away by this. Like, and my wife and I are just like fucked up in this hotel, just like thinking about, oh yeah. Let's message this guy, get some fucking Ethereum dollars. Like,
So you and your wife are both just coked out to the point that you're brainstorming ways to get the Ethereum guy more involved.
Yeah. Well, I want this guy in
I
my
got this
life.
idea.
I want this motherfucking billionaire in my life.
One of us is gonna have to sleep with him, honey.
Yeah.
No,
he was like,
both of us.
it was just like so. Like Monaco's fucked. So he was talking about they went to a party the previous night and it was on a guy's yacht. And I'm like, oh, so what's his yacht? And he shows me this picture, and they're obviously all fucked up on coke for the whole week because it's Monaco, and he's on this fucking remote control submarine like console inside this guy's yacht. So he's sitting there with these joysticks with this fucking screen driving a remote control submarine around in the bay underneath like all the yachts at the Monaco Grand Prix. And I'm like, how much does it cost to like park your yacht inside Monaco? And he's like, oh, well, so you drive the yacht there, obviously. The parking spot for the duration of the Grand Prix is 4 million euros. That's just for the parking spot.
Jesus.
And then I'm like, so, and he's like, and then we brought booze for the party. He's like, oh, I spent 700,000 euros on wine, and like, so he's like, his tab for the party for this like yacht party that he had for the week was like close to 10 million euros.
Did you go on the yacht?
$20 million.
Ethereum.
No, I didn't go on the yacht because I didn't get there until like the day before. So he's like, they went off the yacht and went to the beach party, and I went to the beach party with them. But like they watched it from the yacht, and I could see them there. But I was like in a
on their
different
yacht.
private. Well, I was like in a different like private suite thing with another mate, and they're just like. He's like, oh, that's my mate down there. We're gonna go out and get fucking coked up with him later. And it's like on his fucking like mega yacht. And I'm like, hey, that's like 20 million USD for a weekend. That's how much this guy spent.
Jesus Christ.
Like, how
That's
fucked is
outrageous.
that?
And like that amount of money, he didn't even notice.
Yeah.
Like
he
didn't
even
it's just
notice.
not even like it's just whatever to hit. That's so crazy.
The best part's like where they had the yachts. There was one dude, he had he got a crane out there, and it craned his Ferrari F40 onto the fucking front of his yacht, so he could flex that he had this. And so his next door neighbor on the next yacht obviously was like, I'm gonna outflex this dude. Another crane comes down like a day later, and he drops a like original Lamborghini Countach onto the next door neighbor's yacht, so he can be like, yeah, that's right. I got it's like check out my Lamborghini. Like
Jesus Christ.
it was fucked, man.
Damn. Were you a little bit like, was it kind of weird being around people?
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there.
Wealth?
We were watching. It was fucking weird. But yeah, that's the guy there. He had his Ferrari.
Is that the guy you know, the Ferrari?
No, I don't know that guy, but that was one of the guys that had his yacht parked there, like near the guy that I met. But
those yachts are so super huge.
They're massive. Jeff Bezos's yacht was there, and it was the biggest fucking private boat I've ever seen in my life. It was ridiculous.
He flexes.
I wonder
on
how much time those yachts take from their owners.
I think they rent them out most of the time. So like if they're going to go somewhere else, like the crew just drives it to wherever they want it to be, and then they just fly over and they just get on the yacht.
That's what they were telling me. I talked to not owners of yachts like you, but staff on yachts.
Yeah.
And that's what they said. Like, the guy will just be like, hey, I'm gonna be in Miami at this time. I want the yacht here and I want it ready. But how much managing, like, does whatever
it's
Zuckerberg, Bezos, or your friend do for that yacht? Does he hire staff for it? Does he hire a guy who hires staff?
I think there's a guy that just runs it for him. Like he just has a captain.
That guy
and he
stable, or do you need to like find a new captain every year? Like
I think that he has just like a captain who just loves living the life. Like because the captain can throw parties on it and shit as long as they clean it up. Like
it just baffled me because there's like in the yacht I looked at, there might have been 25 people working on it. And I'm like, that's a business. That's a full-time business managing 25 people. And
they live there, huh?
Yeah, they live on the yacht. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was crazy like hanging out there because the like I saw like 50 different levels of poor above me that had like 200 times as much money as I have. Like, I thought I was doing pretty good. I was like, I feel like I'm doing okay in life. Like, I've got my shit together. I drive a nice car. I got there and I'm like, my car's a piece of shit. My house is fucking crap. Like, dude, I'm fucking so broke. Like, I went to lunch.
Such a loser, man.
Yeah, I went to lunch with my friend, and this is just like Monaco prices. It's just ridiculous. I ordered a cheeseburger that was fucking $80.
Holy smokes.
That's how much it was. He shouted me lunch, and it was an $80 cheeseburger, and it wasn't anything special.
What does that mean? He shouted you lunch?
Like he paid for lunch, so he took me out for lunch, and he's like, "I'll take us somewhere nice because like I want to like treat you guys while you're over here because it's
because I invented Ethereum."
Oh no, this wasn't the Ethereum guy, but yeah, it's like mind-boggling. And he's we're just sitting there drinking beers that were like, I think the beers were like would have been at like $30 US each. Like it was ridiculous. The lunch like total would have been like,
dude, I would 100% show up there and be like so out of place being like not rich. I would have to like get drunk, and then I would 100% every day make up a different person that I was, and like and like lie to people
with
and say that I was something else. Like, actually, my name is Igor Putin. I am son of him. Yeah, people say we look nothing alike, and I have this weird thing where like lots of time I don't even speak a Russian accent, and you know it says, you look at my using my license, it says from Missouri, you know. But this is just Bish Bosh, not interesting to oligarch like me.
I talked to like at this beach party. I was standing at the waiting for a drink, and I started talking to this dude next to me, and he's like 21 years old, and he's like, he went to I think MIT, and so he's like, yeah, no, we're just over for the summer. We did Cannes Film Festival, and then we're going to Monaco, then we go to Monaco, and then we go to like fucking Greek Island or something. He's like, yeah, all my friends do it like every year. And I'm like, and you're fucking 21. He's like, oh yeah, my dad pays for it all. And he's like, he brought his girlfriend along, and his girlfriend's like, this is just fucking mind blowing because like my family's poor. And he's on this like $1 million trip. It's just like he's 21, he's just doing coke with billionaires, and it's like, this is fucking weird, man.
It's just like an unfathomable amount of money to have.
It's outrageous how wealthy
like,
people
to not
are.
even
See, that's
think,
not fun. I don't like all the jerk off flexing back and forth though. It's all silly. I would want to start my gladiatorial arena.
But that's nothing to them though. Like the craning of like a car onto that, that's like what, $100,000. That's nothing. That's like,
you could have them fight to the death for that money.
Yeah, but for someone that has like $1 billion, that's like me spending $20 on like a drink for my mate. You know, like it's nothing to them. So
yeah, that's why the arena makes so much more sense.
It's just
I would definitely hunt humans if I was that rich. I just
think
hunt them yourself.
Humans would be one of the. Well, actually, no. It depends on the amount of equipment you gave them in the hunting scenario, because it's traditionally done on some sort of island. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If they are given nothing and they're thirsty and out in the wilderness, there is no easier animal to hunt than a human.
But what if they're well trained?
Even if they're well trained, if they don't have access to like food and water and stuff, they're going to be spending all their time trying to get resources, and so you're going to know exactly where they are. You need to kind of set them up a little bit, not with actual weapons they can fight back with.
They're not going to be living
Food,
out there.
Drinks,
it's going to be like you get a 2-minute head start, and I'm coming after you with a gun. You're not going to be rustling up grub and making fires.
I would like them in the forest, and then I have like thermal goggles, and then I just come at night, and I'm like, I'm Predator. I'm like, I'm fucking with them.
And you're dressed like that too?
We can do that.
I don't have a good top speed, and I don't have much cardio, so we're gonna run this differently. I need a 2-minute head start. You come to me. Your goal is to get past me. Otherwise, if I just give you a 2-minute head start, I'll never see you.
If you sent like a trained killer in there, and he ran from me, and all I had was say a crossbow, it would be a scary fucking hunt to go in the woods and look for that dude. It would be scary.
Trained killer is definitely different.
Well, that's who I want to hunt. I don't want to hunt, the average
You don't want
American.
like some commoner. You want like people who know how to handle themselves, people who can fight if they're in fisticuffs.
Yeah, not me. I want to hunt Louis C.K.
We want to hunt someone slow as shit, where he's like, "Hey, can I masturbate in front of you?" And you go, "No, Louis."
The average American, like, if you told them that they were about to be hunted, would probably just run until they had a heart attack, because
this is 200 yards.
That's like what is
that? 200 yards. That's the average. It's like,
I wouldn't want to hunt people, but I might start. Like I said, I would love to see a gladiatorial arena. When Gladiator came out back in the day, I was super into it. I thought it was the greatest film that ever been made. And I've always thought that we need to get people back into an arena like that, fighting to the death. And I want them in period specific attire. I want them wearing those leather skirts and shit, looking like Xena. And I want them to have, those Roman short swords, the gladius. I want those to be present. And I will not, I don't care what it costs, 100 million, 200 million. If you're a billionaire, you've got to make this happen. I want one of those guys with the nets and trident. I want to see him out there, and he better win. He better be good.
Mandals.
Net and the trident,